This is Kelsey Rhae, someone that I, as an anti-MLMer, have followed for years. She spent the past 7 years in the MLM called Pruvit, slinging insanely expensive ketones and telling everybody that if you just drink them, they'll put your body into ketosis, and that's all she needed to help her lose weight 7 years ago. A few years ago, she went crazy viral on TikTok for being a terrible mom, and then I posted a very thorough deep dive about her after this happened. She was arrested for attempted murder as a teenager. She's done basically every grift you can possibly think of since then, and now she's a born-again Christian, and she leverages that to grow her following, like, look, I used to be so broken, but Jesus loves me and he loves you too, which will obviously appeal to a lot of naive people. And then a year ago, I checked in on her. I found out that she broke up with her boyfriend and moved into an RV full-time, and that's the last I had really reported on. Now, some major news is dropping about Kelsey Rhae, and well, it's maddening, it's a lot, so let's get into it. At this point, I'm like, is this just an annual, like, once a year checkup on Kelsey Rhae and see what she's doing? Or maybe she, like, falls off because I stop caring about anything that she's doing, and then she, like, misses the attention, and then she's like, I gotta do something crazy to get people talking about me again, and then here we are. It's like a once a year thing. Anyway, yeah, the new updates with Kelsey Rhae are just infuriating. I will say that if this woman interests you more than a once a year video of mine, there are other YouTubers who cover her a lot. Julie Joe makes very regular videos about her. My friend Erin Bees covers her whenever she does some crazy stuff and makes some crazy claims. Erin is a certified personal trainer and a nutritionist. She knows what she's talking about with stuff like this, so like if you want to see what Kelsey Rhae's doing from a scientific and like a fact-based point of view, you should definitely watch Erin Bees. Yeah, I don't know, let's just update you, because where I last left it off, Kelsey Rhae was living in an RV and she wasn't with her baby daddy anymore. If you haven't been keeping up with Kelsey Rhae, a brief rundown of the past year, that RV life only lasted a few months tops. Yeah, I don't even know how long. It didn't last. And I think we probably all called it back then too. It's just like, there's no way this girl's gonna be okay with living in an RV for the rest of her life. Absolutely not. So she's not doing that anymore. And her and Eric, her baby daddy, got back together, and then they randomly freaking eloped a few months ago. Like, they got married. They were together for a bunch of years. They have like a really long history, and then they were engaged, and then they were broken up, and then Kelsey was living in an RV, and then they got back together, and now they're married. Can't make this stuff up. Honestly, these two were made for each other. I think those are the major updates that have happened in the past year, but now we gotta talk about everything that's going on right now. Now, anytime anything major happens with Kelsey Rhae, I have a few of you guys who will slide into my DMs and be like, hey, just so you know, this is what Kelsey and or Eric are doing. So thank you for that. Thank you for keeping me on my toes. I guess I was anticipating that I would have to make an update video about Kelsey Rhae sometime soon anyway, because I started getting quite a few messages over the past few months like, oh, she's doing this now, and I'm like, yeah, of course she is. Okay, here's another backstory about Eric, the husband, baby daddy. He has been saying that he's like a coach, like a fitness coach for a few years now. I don't remember the exact details, but there was some questions about his certifications. I know people were emailing the program that he says that he was accredited by, and they're like, no, we've never had this guy as a student. Or maybe they were like, yeah, he signed up but he didn't finish, or something like that. There was like something that was questionable, and it's like, all right, does this guy really know what he's talking about? But he definitely played it up on social media like he knew what he was talking about. And yeah, like with the Pruvit thing and the ketones thing, at one point Kelsey and Eric were kind of trying to like intertwine the two businesses. So it was just kind of like, hey, if you sign up with Eric to be your fitness coach, and I'll send you like some ketones for free or something, like, it was something. It's like upselling, kind of. Just like, oh, we'll get someone in for both of us. It's like, we'll combine the ketones and your fitness knowledge and put it into one. Well, I guess apparently that didn't work out very well. Like, I just remember them doing like dual lives together where they were like talking about it and trying to make it a thing. Apparently it wasn't a thing. Now what Eric is doing, pretty freaking gross, if you ask me. Eric says that he is an addiction coach now. Yeah, I'm gonna pull up his TikTok right now because the bio is kind of wild. Yeah, so here it is, which has no content. It did have content previously. We'll get to that in just a second, but his bio says, I help people escape addiction and dependency and rebuild who they are in 90 days. Bold claim. You can't really say that anyone is cured of their addiction in 90 days. Like, I guess it depends on what the addiction is and what the whatever and what the protocol is, but people just have addictive personalities, dude. Like, not everyone is going to be able to just like kick any habit in 90 days. Like, what? But okay, so you may be asking yourself, hey Eric, what makes you think that you're qualified to be coaching people through addiction recovery? Well, Eric is now claiming that he was an addict himself. Eric did have a video on here that I do have access to, that we will watch here, where he explains it, and I'm like, Eric, I really don't think this makes you qualified at all to speak on any of this. But okay, so here is one of the videos that he has now deleted from this TikTok. I don't understand. I don't know why. Maybe he got a lot of shit. Let's play.
This is how 70H was taking over my life. So I honestly didn't expect the amount of messages and comments that I got after sharing my brief opening about 70H, and truthfully, I'm overwhelmed with the outreach and how many people are struggling.
So as far as 70H goes, I had to Google it. Let me look it up again. 70H is an unregulated, potent synthetic or semi-synthetic opioid-like chemical derived from trace compounds found in the kratom plant. Okay, we've talked about kratom on my channel before. Oh, it was Ariel. I've got a lot of videos about Ariel. That's its own gigantic mess. The trashiest MLM company that's ever existed. That's Ariel. But they were having issues at one point because their manufacturer was using the same machine to fill their supplements or whatever, like in pill form. That manufacturer was also using the same machine to fill kratom pills. Kratom is a plant, but it's highly addictive. This says that fatal overdose from kratom is relatively rare. It can still happen. So at low doses, kratom acts as a stimulant, which I guess would make sense if someone's using it for working out and stuff like that. If you take too much of it, then it functions like an opioid, so it like makes you fall asleep and like drowsy. And I don't know, I think I have taken opioids before because I had a back injury. If what I'm thinking I was taking was an opioid, like I would take it and I would just go to sleep and I'd be like groggy for 24 hours afterwards. But when someone ingests more kratom than their body can safely metabolize, a dangerous level of toxicity occurs, which can cause central nervous system depression, and body systems will shut down. You shouldn't mix kratom with alcohol, prescription opioids, or other sedatives. Again, it's unregulated, but it's like legal, like you can buy it, so that's dangerous or whatever. But anyway, 7-OH is derived from this. Withdrawal symptoms are kind of like withdrawal from opioids, so that's not good. Anyway, 7-OH, I guess, is like a pill slash supplement that contains traces of kratom. I don't know. This is what Eric says that he was addicted to. I mean, I believe that he was addicted to it, and I do understand that it can be dangerous, but being addicted to something doesn't make you qualified to help other people leave their addictions. And especially if you're gonna claim like, oh, I dropped my addiction in 90 days and that was just a few months ago. Red flags all over the place. I wouldn't trust this guy. Like, if you have an addiction and you're trying to get out of it, there are people who are actual experts in that field, so don't listen to some guy on TikTok. Anyway, here's what Eric is talking about here.
So a little bit about me. I'm a dad of 4. I'm a nutritionist and a strength and conditioning coach, and at night I DoorDash for just some extra income to support my family.
That's actually another thing that we have to talk about, because if you've been following along the Kelsey Rhae journey over the past few years, you know that Kelsey, for a while, she was like saying, I'm a millionaire, and then she came back and said, I never said I was a millionaire, and it's like, yes, you did. There's like a ton of videos that you posted claiming to be a millionaire. She did make a lot of money with Pruvit because she had a son, obviously gained a lot of weight from pregnancy, and then lost all of it, and started actually working out and going to the gym and like making life changes. But then at the same time, she also joined Pruvit that sells the ketones. So she basically just said, oh, I just started taking these ketones and it changed my life, and now look at how skinny I am. And she does have good before and after pictures, which are very effective. But the truth is that for the past however many years she's been in Pruvit, she's been saying, yep, Pruvit did this, Pruvit changed my life, Pruvit, 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 and like never really admitting. I mean, of course she would be like, I like to work out and here's how to eat healthy and da-da-da-da, here's some good keto recipes and stuff, but she never really outright said like, I lost a bunch of weight from exercising and eating well, because that's the truth. That is the truth of why she lost weight. Well, actually, if we're to believe what she has to say now, spoiler alert, she's basically saying she was starving herself during that time, which I guess is totally believable. I don't know, because she did really used to be super skinny at one point, almost too skinny. But anyway, back to the money thing. She's always made it sound like I have all this money and like I can afford to not have a real job and I just stay, you know, the typical MLM stuff. I stay at home and be a mom, financial freedom, time freedom. I can do whatever I want, whenever I want. Look at this really cool RV I just bought. And her RV was cool. I had like RV envy for a minute there while I don't even know, she probably sold that RV. I doubt she even still has it anymore. I don't know. But Kelsey has always been very showy. She's not the kind of person who will go like buy Coach and like always wear like Dolce & Gabbana sunglasses. She's not been that kind of show off, but she's always just been like, look at my life. Look at like, she would go on a Pruvit trip to the Bahamas and be like, wow, I'm so lucky that Pruvit lets me do this and I'm living the best life I ever possibly could, and flying all over the place and traveling. And also she had like a whole golf cart situation where she was like super proud that she spent a bunch of money on a golf cart that they were driving around their neighborhood. And I don't know, like she's always been showy with her money, but not in the very typical way that most people would go buy designer brands and stuff. She has never been that, but she's always made it a point to be like, I have a lot of money, I'm a millionaire, I have made a lot of money in Pruvit, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, all of that is to say, well, now Eric is like, I do DoorDash at night to make money for my family. Now, listen here, sir, if your wife, Kelsey, was so successful slinging ketones, why are you doing DoorDash? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think people really decide to do DoorDash for fun. Maybe. I don't know. That doesn't sound fun to me. Just driving around from restaurant to restaurant, delivering food to people, and then like using up a bunch of gas. Sounds awful. Eric just said it though. He's just like, I do DoorDash to make extra money for my family. Okay, well, why does your family need any extra money if you guys are so rich and so successful? This is something we've been saying for years now, like with the MLM industry on just a steep decline where no one wants to join them anymore. Most of the major ones have been closing or like consolidating or, you know, changing business models so that they're not an MLM anymore because no one wants to be part of that shit anymore. Just a lot of things that have been happening. And while that's been happening, Kelsey has maintained that she's super successful and she's super blah, blah. We all knew that wasn't true because the whole industry was crashing. Or like even Kelsey couldn't maintain her level of success there. And, you know, that's something we've always said about MLMs. Like, it's not forever. It is not a maintainable forever business model, like a forever income thing. It just isn't. And it wasn't for Kelsey. So, I mean, if I had to guess, she probably spent all her money on an RV and, you know, golf carts and whatever else she spends all her money on. And now, in my opinion, I think they're broke. That would make sense to why Eric is like, I do DoorDash at night. Anyway, let's keep watching.
So most people probably assumed, me personally, I had all my crap together because I do show up on social media.
People who would assume that are people who just believe everything you say, Eric. I think every single day there are followers of theirs who realize that, oh, actually, they don't have their shit together and they've basically just been faking it till they make it this whole time. And now the mask is slipping. I think any of us who have been following their journey from a critical standpoint doesn't see this as a surprise.
Like, I have other social medias where I have thousands of followings, and I wanted to make this new account just to kind of like talk about my addiction, right? Because behind the scenes, I may look okay, but I was literally developing another addiction, a serious dependency to 7-OH. So what started out, like I said in the beginning, as those just focus and flows turned into the 7-OH tablets, which those tablets turned into me taking 14 or 15 of those a day. That's just bad. To function. Just to function,
dude. Like, that is bad. I will say that is bad, and it does sound like he had an addiction. I mean, that's what you get for taking something that has a very well-known addictive substance in it, but I don't know. No, I don't want to say that addiction is anyone's fault because it's not. But it's just kind of one of those things where, and Eric and Kelsey are the kinds of people who are, they're like anti-vaccine, like crunchy people, you know? So I don't think they trust actual science anyway. So like Eric, this is just me assuming things, but like him seeing like, oh, this kratom pill or whatever, this 7-OH stuff, oh, it says that there's a chance I could get addicted to it. Pfft, that'll never happen. Not to me. I'm Eric. Like, I think maybe he had his ass handed to him on that one.
At my worst, I was spending around $3,400 a month on it. That number makes me sick to say it out loud.
That's crazy.
But this is part of forgiving and moving on. The scary part is I still worked, and just like I coached, I showed up for people. I think because like the level of how high it actually gets you, there's a ceiling. Like it doesn't get you absolutely yoked where you're like nodding off or anything like that. At least I never experienced that. It would make me a little sleepy, but I would never nod off or do anything like that, like heroin or something would do. So it was a lot easier to function on, but it did make you high. And dude, functioning addiction is real. And today I'm 23 days completely off of 7-OH. And I also want to be transparent because I'm currently finishing a Suboxone taper.
Okay, hold on. He's been off of these pills that he said he was addicted to for less than a month, and now he's like, hey, I can help you get off addicted. Like, it's been less than a month. Like, people quit smoking for a month sometimes and they're like, yay, and then they pick it back up again. Like, that's what I'm saying. It's just, it's so dishonest. Anyway, here's the interesting thing, because he said, what, $3,400 on this shit? And I don't know how many milligrams he was taking either. The highest strength is 100 milligrams, and you can get 20 100 milligram tablets for $200. Well, if you subscribe and save, you save 15%. Okay, let's see if I can do the math here. I'm an idiot, so if I get this wrong, sorry. Let's first take 3,400 and divide it by 200. Well, I guess, why am I even, that's easy math, Savannah. Okay, 17. So what this means is that if he was buying $3,400 worth of this 7-OH stuff, he would have had to buy 17 bottles in a month. Because actually he was saying that he was taking like up to 15 a day to function. So yeah, you know what? I guess that probably would add up. If you, oh my God, taking a $200 bottle of supplements almost every single day, or at least like every other day, woo! Yeah, that's an addiction. I'll give him that. Holy crap. This stuff is expensive. $3,400 a month. At that rate, you might as well own multiple houses, dude. Like, what? You're just spending that on pills? That's crazy.
I don't consider myself fully clean yet, but I promised myself, dude, if I made it out of this, I'd be honest about everything, because I know a lot of people are struggling in silence, just like I was. And if my story helps even one person take their life back, then I'm talking about this and it's totally worth it. I don't care, because in the next video, that's where I'm going to explain exactly how I got off, what the withdrawals were like, and the process that helped me finally break free to get to where I'm at today. So make sure to like, comment, and share, guys.
I feel like he's just unqualified, right? Anyway, I know this is supposed to be a video about Kelsey Rhae. We are going to get to it, but the Eric saying that he is an addiction specialist now, or an addiction coach, or whatever he was saying, that's a pretty big part of the update here. So while Eric started building this kind of narrative, being like, I was addicted to things and now I can help you get off of them, Kelsey was over here kind of starting to do some damage control. And when I say damage control, I mean like she was starting to finally backtrack and say all the quiet parts out loud, all the parts that we as anti-MLMers have been saying out loud for years and calling her out on all these things. She's starting to backtrack a little bit. She's like, seems like actually ketones didn't really change my life. It's kind of like ketones didn't replace diet and exercise. Anyway, so I have an example video from her that we can watch. Someone posted this on Reddit. It's just a screen recording of her stories, I think, from one day. And this is before all the stuff that she's doing now. You can tell when we get further along here, you're really going to be able to tell that she's kind of laying the groundwork for what she's doing now by starting to post stuff like this.
I've lost 4 pounds in less than 2 weeks. So clearly it's just a matter of like following a plan, literally following a plan. And y'all, I've been drinking ketones for 7 years. Okay. I love them. I love the taste. I love the energy. I love how it curbs my appetite. Cause like my appetite would be so much bigger if I was not drinking ketones, and I've had days where I didn't drink them, and I've noticed a big difference with that. I love that a lot. I love the mental clarity that it gives me. And like the all day energy is really good. But I'm finally understanding that like no supplement, I don't care who says what, no supplement is going to replace eating healthy and moving your body.
She's like, I'm finally seeing the light. It's like, I wonder why that is. Probably because the money's drying out. I'm just being honest here. Let's all be honest with ourselves here. It has come to a point where Kelsey can no longer sustain her lifestyle with the money she's making from Pruvit. So what she's doing here is being like, oh, no, guys, like for the past 7 years or however long it's been, almost a decade, for the past 7 years, I've been telling you that this stuff is life-changing and amazing and you need to buy it to lose weight. I wasn't lying. I still love ketones and I still love all this. I love Pruvit, blah, blah, blah. I still drink it. I still love it. But now I'm finally, 7 years into this, finally realizing that diet and exercise is the way to go. It's like, what? No. I mean, yes, she's right about that. But the way she's trying to kind of bury all of the things that she has said and done in the past 7 years, just to kind of bury it under like, no, they're great. Trust me, they're great. They're still great. They've always been great. I'm not a liar. They're great. They're just not as great as I thought they were. It's like, girl, you built your whole life on lying to people and saying the way I lost 50 pounds in, what is her story? 55 pounds in 4 months or something like that. It's what she always says. 3 months maybe, I don't know. She's like, the way I did it was because of these ketones. And now she's like, they can't replace diet and exercise. It's like, has she forgotten that the internet is forever? Because, like, I haven't forgotten. That's why I keep checking up on her, because she's just a grifter. She's the grifter to the nth degree, okay? There's no greater, that's a lie. There are not many greater grifters than Kelsey Rhae. I'll say that.
90% of it is eat what you eat and how much of it that you're eating. Like, you can't get around that. The thing is like, most people don't know how to eat. They think like, oh, well, I don't even eat that much. But they're not tracking their calories and they're probably actually consuming things that are on the higher calorie end. And so they're not losing weight or they're gaining weight. 90% of it is in the kitchen. You just have to accept it, and you have to be honest with yourself and track. You don't have to track your calories for the rest of your life, but you do need an understanding of where you're at and where you want to be, and the science behind that. You just can't cover that up. And so supplements can help you.
Oh, now we care about science, Kelsey? So if you care so much about science, are you going to start vaccinating your kids? No? Okay, yeah, but now science is totally a thing that you care about now. Only some science, though.
You know what I mean? Like, they can help curb your appetite, give you clean energy, help your body detox, could be you holding on to fat.
It really threw me for a loop for what she said just now. Losing fat is a form of detox, and I was like, that doesn't sound right. I think I see where she's going with that, because like fat, like adipose tissue can like store toxins and stuff. So I guess if you look at it that way, if you're burning fat, then you're getting rid of the toxins that the fat is holding. That's what I'm understanding. There is so many smarter people than me who are going to be in the comments talking about all this. So maybe just the way she said it was weird. To refer to losing fat as your body detoxing is kind of interesting wording, but maybe there's truth to it. I don't know if that's what she meant, like the whole fat holding on to toxins and stuff, or if she's just saying some other shit that she heard somewhere. I don't know.
It's not going to just cover up bad eating habits and not moving your body. Just a little PSA for anybody who is going to think that they're going to take a supplement and just miraculously lose weight. It doesn't work that way.
Oh, really? Really? It doesn't work that way? Well, you've been saying it works that way for the past 7 years, so. I swear I have memories of her and Jessie Lee. I have a lot of videos about Jessie Lee also. That's a whole different story, but I do feel like, because Jessie Lee was also in Pruvit before she died from cancer, I do feel like, because they would be on live stream, both of them, not together necessarily, but they'd be on live stream and people would be asking, do I need to be on the keto diet in order for these ketone drinks to work? And they'd always be like, no, you don't have to be on the keto diet. You drink one of these, you're in ketosis in an hour. That's the whole thing that they were saying. It's not how exogenous ketones work, because my understanding of Pruvit ketones and any exogenous ketones for that matter, my understanding is, yeah, you drink ketones and then like you can measure ketones in your pee, but that's because you're drinking them. They're going through your digestive system. Ketones go in, ketones come out, not necessarily getting into your bloodstream and actually putting you into ketosis. That's the way I've understood it. Again, I'm not an expert, but now she's just like, yeah, there's no supplement that can get rid of your bad eating habits, which I think is true. You really can't just like eat a whole freaking pie and then just take a drink and then it like cancels it out, you know? It doesn't work like that.
That was me for a very long time.
Yeah, we know.
And then I got in denial when I realized like, oh wait, I can't just eat whatever I want, as much as I want, not move my body and still think that ketones are going to help me to not gain weight. It just does not work that way. Supplements are to support your journey, not the entire journey. So please don't let people lie to you about that.
Oh, now it's a lie? Kelsey, you said that shit for 7 years. Now she's out here admitting it was a lie.
What a fucking Weasley little liar, dude.
And I'm so sorry if I've ever came across in that way.
You know you came across in that way and you did it very intentionally. The way she's sitting here apologizing, like, I'm so sorry if I came off that way. You were very blatantly that way. That's how you made your money. You convinced people that that was the truth. They gave you a bunch of money, or really they gave Pruvit a bunch of money and then joined your team, so you made a bunch of money off of them. And then, you know, the MLM schmearmid starts to crumble. Her lifestyle is no longer sustainable and it's like, oh, wow, I must have been in denial. No, you weren't. Kelsey's stupid in a lot of ways, like I'll fucking say it, but she's not stupid enough to be like, no, I really didn't know. Yes, you fucking did.
A really big advocate right now for the rest of my life, really, for good eating habits and movement of your body. Because if you're not doing those two things, nothing else really matters. So anyways, thought I would just update you guys. 4 pounds in less than 2 weeks on this plan and feel so good. So swipe up, DM me if you need some help, and I'll get you set up with Eric.
So what she's basically saying is, I've been doing this thing for 2 weeks, so therefore I very obviously know that it is working and it's worth charging people money for. Like, spoiler alert, that's where this is heading. She's pushing this like it's kind of like, oh yeah, ketones aren't the answer anymore, as if they ever were the answer. Ketones aren't the answer anymore. I'm on this new shit. DM me for details. I'll get you in with my addiction specialist husband, basically. This was about a month ago. So she hadn't fully launched anything yet at this point. She was just starting to hint at it and starting to really try to change the conversation, change the direction of her content, try to put it into the internet atmosphere that, hey, here are my new views and here's what I really think about things. And I never understand how people like Kelsey Rhae are able to hold on to an audience and people who will like proactively do what she says to do, because she changes her mind and changes her opinions and changes like everything that she ever says all the time. She is the most inconsistent person on the internet, dude. Like, she will push anything that makes her money at any point in time. And what's happening here is that Pruvit is no longer making her money, and so now she has to pivot. She's got to start making some changes because her lifestyle's at risk now.
Eric is my, where's he at? Is my personal fitness trainer, also my husband. And this plan that he's got me on is right now I have to do some like physical therapy movements. So I'm not able to like really lift weights. I'm doing a lot of body weight stuff and mobility and just trying to recover from this pinched nerve. But that's me losing 4 pounds in less than 2 weeks, because like I said, most of it's in the diet and what you're eating or not eating, and you have to at least track in the beginning, at least, because you need to know kind of what you're eating, what you're not eating, and where you're at, so you can get to where you want to go. And so if you want to message me, I'll get you connected with him.
All right, so this all continues. May 26th, she posted this reel to her Facebook.
Wait, I cannot be the only mom who's experienced this. So back in 2019, I lost 55 pounds. I think that I was like lying to myself, like, oh my God, these ketones are so amazing. But I was eating like 1 meal a day, and I was eating like fruits and vegetables and meats. I was not really eating any carbs at all. Like, so I was very like keto, strict keto, right?
Okay, oh my god, there's already so much to unpack here. She's like, I was lying to myself. No, you were lying to the internet. You were lying to your followers. You knew exactly what you were doing. You knew exactly what life changes you made to lose those 55 pounds. Do not sit here and pretend that I really genuinely thought it's because I started drinking ketones, man. No, it's because you were presented with an opportunity to make money by selling these ketones. And what do we always say about multi-level marketing? You got to be a product of the product. So, because this is what happened, if you didn't know Kelsey's lore, her sister, Mindy? That's her name, I think, joined Pruvit and then talked Kelsey Rhae into joining with her. And Kelsey had already she was in It Works, she was in one of those wine MLMs. I think she was in another one too. I don't remember. Sensi maybe. Off the top of my head, I don't remember. It's in my deep dive. But she's been in a lot of MLMs. And so she knew what they were about. And I think what happened here is that her sister was like, hey, join my team. You gotta sell these ketones. And Kelsey was already like, oh, so these are supposed to help you lose weight. So you're telling me that if I lose weight and then sell these, like people will think that I lost weight because of these and then I'll make a bunch of money? Bet. And then she did that. The reason Pruvit worked is because she had the weight to lose and then she buckled down and did it. Pruvit worked because it was a monetary motivation for her, not because the ketones actually fucking worked. They just served as a motivator for her to finally lose the weight, finally change her life, start working out, start eating better. And the perk was that she started making a lot of money from doing that. And again, like I was saying, her before and after pictures are pretty substantial. I see why they worked on people. And if all she had to do was say, oh, I got these results from these ketones, it's no freaking wonder why she was so successful in it. So when Kelsey says, oh, I was just lying to myself, I really thought ketones were the answer. No, you didn't. No one knows better than Kelsey Rhae what Kelsey Rhae did to change her life, what life changes she made. She's the one who knows that better than any of us do. The only reason the rest of us know that is because it's just fucking obvious. You start eating better and working out. Yup, that's how you lose weight. Add some supplements on top of it. Sure, maybe it'll help a little bit, but there's just no way in hell that Pruvit was the only reason she lost weight. So when she's saying she's been lying to herself, no, she wasn't lying to herself. She was lying to the rest of us, anyone who believed her. She was lying because she knew it would make her money.
And so, of course, I dropped 55 pounds in I think 3 months it was. I haven't told the story in so long, so I forgot. And once I got pregnant in 2021 with my daughter, I was in the best shape of my life, right? I had just lost weight. I was 150 freaking pounds, which for me, I'm 5'10". That was skin and bones for me. And I had my daughter, and I'm in health and wellness, so there was so much pressure, I feel on top of me to bounce back, and I did. And I thought that I was loving myself through this journey. I thought because I was restricting myself and I was not giving into all of my cravings that was loving myself.
See, the thing is that she claimed that Pruvit ketones were curbing her cravings. She wasn't craving things anymore. Anytime she craved anything, she would just drink ketones or whatever. Now she's saying oh no, I was basically not eating anything at all. I was heavily restricting myself. No carbs, which makes sense because ketones and keto, they go together. And she was posting a lot of keto recipes, keto-friendly recipes, because that was what she was doing. But one of the big selling points for Pruvit ketones was, oh yeah, you just drink one of these and you're in ketosis. Doesn't matter what you eat, doesn't matter what your diet is. You want to be in ketosis, you drink one of these and your body just starts burning fat. That was the selling point, and she perpetuated that more than basically anyone else. The only other person who embodied that ketones are the answer thing, and that's how I lost weight, was Jessie Lee. And actually, turns out the reason she lost weight wasn't because of ketones. It was because she had stage 4 fucking cancer and her body was starving itself, and then she died 8 months later once she found out. Dude, she was withering away because of an illness, and before she knew about the illness, it was just it's the ketones. There it is, it's the ketones. So besides Jessie Lee, though, Kelsey embodied that way of thinking better than anyone else. And when I say that way of thinking, maybe she convinced herself of it a little bit, but she knew.
And I just had no idea that it wasn't.
Yeah,
I had
bullshit.
actual skill set of what it looks like to live a balanced, healthy life. I just knew restriction and working out like crazy and killing myself in the gym and stressing over every single thing that I put in my mouth.
She's basically saying all I knew was not eating and working out in the gym, but public facing, she was like, it's ketones. She didn't want to tell everyone that she was actually restricting herself. And yeah, she would post gym selfies. We all knew she was going to the gym or working out or whatever she was doing. But it's so annoying because we've been calling this out for years and all we ever got was, well, you're just a hater, you're just a liar, stop lying about me, blah, 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 that's not true, ketones are the best and pruvit's the best and it's so effective and blah, blah, blah. And we all sat over here for years just being like, no, there's no fucking way this is how you lost weight. And now it's like she's just fucking saying it. It's so annoying. All these MLM people are doing this now, by the way. Like, every person we've ever followed in the past, like, really closely followed and watched their MLM journeys, yeah, they're all coming back around and being like, I was lying to myself. I thought I had all the answers. It's like, I think you were just pretending you had all the answers to make money. It's just funny to see how the mighty have fallen, man.
And so I no longer feel that way. But once upon a time I did. And so this time around, listen, because of how much I restricted myself for so long, I got to this point where I was like, recently within the past like 4 to 6 weeks, I'm like, okay, I need to do something to get back on track, but I don't want to keep doing the same cycle of restricting and then falling and restricting and then falling off, especially during the weekends at my luteal phase. So I was like, I need a system I can follow that's sustainable, that also makes me feel like I'm not like in prison. And so I did. I created that and it's linked in my bio. I didn't create it. My husband did. He's a nutritionist and a certified personal trainer, and he literally has helped people lose over 50 pounds before. Like, it's crazy the results that he's helped people get. And so anyways, I lost 7 pounds in the past 3 weeks, maybe even more. I haven't even weighed myself yet, and it feels good because I don't feel like I'm restricting myself too much. And you don't have to do that. Okay, you do have to count in the beginning. There is a little bit of a trial period in the beginning where you kind of have to know what you're eating, know what you need to eat, know how many steps you're taking, know what you're doing. But over time, we're building the habit, and that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to build this as a lifestyle habit, not as a challenge to see how skinny I could get. And it's just working really well because I feel good. I'm not miserable in restricting my foods, and I'm seeing results in my body. If this is something that you feel like you are struggling with, please drop the word system in the comments. I'm going to send you the system that I'm using because it is truly phenomenal, okay? Because you don't have to struggle like that. You don't have to overeat and feel like shit, and you don't have to restrict yourself and feel like shit. There is a middle ground. There's a balance.
So Kelsey, are you saying that this whole time that you've been pushing ketones that you have been feeling like shit and feeling like you're in a prison? Because that's not how you were portraying yourself on social media back when you were actually making money from Pruvit. When she says, I didn't want to keep doing the same cycle of restricting and losing and blah, 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 that's why I didn't want to do it anymore. No, I think the reason why you didn't want to do it anymore is because you're not making money from Pruvit anymore. But she has like very clearly had, I don't want to say struggles with weight, but it hasn't been a steady loss for her, and it's just like a steady improvement over time. It always has been a cycle where like sometimes she looks, skinnier, and then other times like Reddit is talking about how terrible she looks. But I mean, it is noticeable changes that she would go through. I mean, if she were to really stick with this, it's going to be interesting to see if these results that she says she's having actually stick. Because if Eric's little plan works so well, we're going to be able to see actual difference in her in the next few months. So we'll keep an eye on that for sure. If she wants to make this a real thing, if Kelsey and Eric both want to convince people that Eric somehow found the missing piece to everyone's weight loss journey, she better stick to it, and she better have some freaking results, man. But now, here's what we know now about Kelsey, is that we know we can't trust her in anything she says, because for the past 7 years, she's been saying it's the ketones and they work so well. Well, now she's saying, like, I felt like I was in a prison and I was restricting myself for 7 years and everything sucked and I hated my life, and I was basically lying about my diet because she was always like, oh yeah, you can eat whatever you want, you go into ketosis in an hour after you eat this and you don't have to be on a restrictive diet. Well, now she's saying, actually, the truth was I was restricting myself and that's how I was losing weight. It's like, okay, so how do you expect anyone to believe what you're saying now or what you're going to say in the future? Because if she actually starts dropping pounds, who among us can tell whether it's because she's restricting herself again again, or because Eric's program really works. Anyway, May 29th, this is kind of when the major stuff started here. She posted this to her Facebook. She said, rage baiting was my form of income. Genuinely. You don't say. She literally made so much money on TikTok by being a bad mom. Like, she had a fuck them kids era because she was rage baiting on TikTok and making fucking money. And then, like, some people, I guess, were into it, and then they would, like, funnel in through her little system of joining Pruvit and giving her money and being on her team, and then funneling out of it because it doesn't fucking work. We were always being like, she's just rage baiting on purpose, and she'd be like, no, this is me, I'm so real, it's like, no, we know what you're doing. Like, she's always been a glutton for attention. She's always loved the attention. But now that she's found Jesus, she can't be like that anymore. I was taught that attention brings engagement, engagement brings leads, leads bring sales, and sales bring money. Yeah, you learned that by being a piece of shit on the internet. Congratulations. This goes for all rage baiters, by the way. So I posted things like, if you're overweight, you're just lazy. Anyone working a 9 to 5 is a sheep. If you really wanted it, you'd make it happen. I learned that controversial opinions got people talking, and when people talked, the algorithm rewarded it. Okay, well, the interesting thing is that, like, the anti-MLM movement started talking about Kelsey when she was really at her peak. Once we started talking about her, that's when shit started, you know? So I guess it just depends on who's talking about you, right? Because it got to a point with Kelsey where it's like, she was being a terrible mother and her kids were suffering because of it, and she was making content basically being a terrible mother. And who wants to financially support that? Not very many people. Yeah, it brought engagement, and I don't know how much TikTok pays. I hear that it's not that much. I think the people who make a lot of money on TikTok are doing sponsorships and stuff, but the actual money you get from views on TikTok isn't that much. Kelsey didn't have sponsorships and shit, but I guess she was using Pruvit as a sort of sponsor, if you will. But I think over time, like, you get to a point where you're like, this girl is like a major piece of shit, and I don't want to buy anything she's selling at this point, you know? And then she found Jesus. So honestly, like, come on. At this point, we all should know that the Jesus thing is a grift too, right? Because she always used to be like, I'm not religious, I don't believe in God, blah, blah, blah. Like, I have, like, old school stuff in my deep dive about her, of her talking about that. And now she's all about Jesus. To the point where she would go to church and mix up ketones and film herself mixing up her ketones in church during service. It was so weird. Like, it's a grift. It's a grift. The whole thing, because I think she's trying to change her image. Her image has been the bad mom on TikTok, and then it got to a point where it was actually really bad for her image, and she's like, oh, no, I love Jesus now. That's what they all do, right? All these born-again Christians, you know, as soon as someone says they were born-again Christian, it's like, what did you do? You did something really bad. Kelsey's really bad was being a terrible mother on TikTok. Anyway, and if I'm being honest, my ego liked it too. Yeah, we know. I was told I was the best. For a moment, I believed it. Who fucking told you that? We weren't saying that. The people bringing you all that attention, people saying that you're a terrible mother, yeah, it was kind of the opposite. We weren't saying that at all. Anyway, then something started to shift. My relationship with Jesus grew, and with it came conviction. Not all at once, slowly. Oh, okay, so Jesus isn't just a snap your fingers and fix it kind of guy. He's not that powerful, right? Yeah, no, Jesus doesn't do miracles. It takes him a while. He's got a lot of miracle requests these days. It just, you know, it's a slow process. My old lady's here. She just turned 17, for those of you who are wondering. I would feel that nudge in my spirit and ignore it because I convinced myself this was just what you had to do to build a business. But eventually I had to face the truth. There's a difference between helping people and provoking people. There's a difference between speaking to someone's pain so they can find a solution and manipulating their emotions for financial gain. It's almost like everything we've been saying for the past 7 years about Kelsey Rhae has been true. And she just denied it. And every MLMer denied it too. No, this is reality. It was really this good. I'm so real. And yeah, being manipulative for financial gain, it's almost like that's what you're doing with Jesus now, but I digress. That's just my opinion. But usually with these people, my opinion and my gut feeling is always right with them. I'm wrong about a lot of things, but when it comes to MLM stuff, I'm basically always right. I'm just gonna say it. Been saying this shit for years, all right? And now all of a sudden Kelsey's wanting to admit it. She's repenting. Pippi, she's repenting because of Jesus. I'm I'm still unlearning a lot of this. I'm still figuring out how to get people's attention without making someone else the target, how to challenge people without shaming them, how to build a business without compromising my values. Sometimes I delete an entire post when I realize I'm still doing it. I didn't realize it at the time, but a lot of what I was doing was feeding my pride, being right, being noticed, being talked about, and that's a dangerous place to build anything from. If you've ever felt hurt by something I said or posted, I'm sorry. The past few years have humbled me in ways I never expected. It feels like God stripped away everything I built on the wrong foundation and asked me to build it differently. So that's what I'm doing. No gimmicks, no manipulation, no pretending one product, one program, or one decision will magically change your life. Just a commitment to becoming the best version of myself and helping others do the same. At this time, I want the fruit to come from truth, not tactics. And I need you to know that you can do this too. You absolutely do not have to sell your soul to make an income. You can be you and be honest, and the right people will find you. Let's stop trying to gain attention to make a living and calling it marketing. It's not. It's manipulation, and you can make a lot of money without doing that. Okay, well, the make a lot of money without being manipulative part is still, it remains to be seen with you, Kelsey, but you know, if you insist that you can't, like, she doesn't know that. And then attached to this, she posted a picture of her daughter, like, okay, bringing our kids into this shit again, great. Right after this, she posted a live that we're gonna watch through. I'm gonna speed it up a little bit because it's 11 minutes long, so it's not super long, and I'll cut out stuff that doesn't matter. But isn't it interesting? Like, when these people fall, they fall hard, and they fall flat on their faces. Like, she's basically framing this rebrand of hers to be like, I'm basically repenting for all my wrongdoings. Well, it is interesting that she was saying like, oh, God took away everything I built on the wrong foundation. Basically admitting that, yeah, she's not making money with her MLM anymore. She's not making money with Pruvit anymore. She's not making her money with TikTok anymore. The way she was making her money with TikTok was by being a terrible person. Well, you can't appear to other Christians as though you are being a terrible person and a Christian at the same time. And the reason I said it that way is because most of these people out here who are trying to flaunt their Christianity are actually doing some really terrible things, or the reason they became Christian, born again Christian in the first place, is because they were doing terrible things. I think Kelsey Rhae is a product of that. She's just admitting like, yep, I've been losing a bunch of income and all the shit I used to do for attention isn't getting me attention anymore because I just was not a supportable person. So now I gotta rebuild my image and rebuild my brand. I don't think it's gonna work. Surprisingly, she still has like a bunch of people who follow and believe in her. I don't know where those people's minds are at, but that's wild. Let's get into this live stream.
So I'm about to go to the post office and I'm going to drop off this entire box of ketones to be shipped out to one of you, because I want to hop on here and talk about why you should not drink ketones. Or what did I say? The description says do not drink ketones unless you want these benefits. But I have been drinking ketones for 7 years. 7 years ago, I was like 215 pounds or something. I ended up losing 55 pounds of fat in 4 months, and I contributed that for a long time just to ketones, but it wasn't. I was eating a strict keto diet, I was moving my body a lot, and I was drinking ketones. And so over the past 7 years, there's been a lot of speculation on if I'm changing companies, if I'm promoting other products, if I'm doing XYZ, if I'm quitting the company that I'm with, and all these things, because I've shifted, right? I shifted one time. Some people were like, oh, you switched up so much. Girl, no, I don't. I've been talking about how important health and fitness is for 7 years straight. And
that, yeah, sure, but like she does switch up. She at one point was doing OnlyFans for her grift. Another point, her grift was like RV life, like trying to content farm off of that. Another time, she had a podcast with Eric at one point. Oh, another time, they started doing Airbnbs where they would rent a property and then like model it. It's not like they didn't even own the property, but then they would put it up on Airbnb. And I don't know, I don't think they're doing that anymore. Like, she has done so many grifts, dude. She switches up all the time. She hasn't left Pruvit this whole time. She's been in Pruvit the whole time consistently. And yeah, talking about the ketones and stuff consistently. Yes, she has been doing that. But to say that she's never switched up is just such a freaking lie. She has tried to switch up multiple times. I think she's tried to get out of Pruvit multiple times. Like, I think she's realized she doesn't want to do this MLM shit anymore. But she was just so stuck in it because it was making her money for a while. Well, now it's not making her money, so now this is what she's doing.
How important it is for every aspect of life, especially being a mom. I heavily talk to moms. If you're a mom, drop mom in the comments. And so for a minute there, I started to kind of dive into, you know, trying to help people learn more about being a calmer mom, being a more present, calm mom, and breaking the generational cycles and all that. And then I was like, you know what? I don't think this is...
See, that's another rebrand she did. Because she was getting all the attention from being a terrible mom on TikTok, the fuck them kids era. She was saying that shit all the time. Like, all of her content was just about how much she hated being around her kids. And then, you know, once she found Jesus, so that's been like a year and a half or maybe 2 years or something like that, then suddenly it was like, we have to break the generational trauma, and now I'm gonna be a good mom. That's a wild rebrand. She just did a complete 180 on that rebrand. Don't know how well that worked out for her. Clearly not that well, because she's trying to rebrand again.
Sometimes it could just be confusing, right? And I'm just going through life and I'm trying to do my best to share what's on my heart and what I feel like can also really help people in whatever season that I'm in. But I've never stopped drinking ketones. For the past, I don't know, maybe 6 months, you've seen a decrease in how much I talk about them, but I drink them every single day. I know I can't prove that to you, but I do. I drink them every single day. I drink the formula called Black Label. I love them. But I wanted to share with you guys what I have. So I was going through my closet, and because I was talking about on my stories this morning how I drink Black Label and how like I'm just like kind of hitting all the rumors of like, oh, I'm changing companies, whatever. And then also I had talked about something called NAT this morning, which is our baseline ketones.
Well, first of all, for her to be like, wow, everyone's like, there's these rumors going around that I'm switching companies, and it's like, you're the one who kind of started that rumor. You made that Facebook post and you were like, no more of everything I've been doing for the past 7 years, no more grifting, basically. And it's like, oh, okay, so she's leaving Pruvit. Like, I know one of you specifically messaged me to tell me that she had left Pruvit, and I was like, what, she left Pruvit? And you were like, yeah. Then she goes and says this stuff where she's just like, there's like rumors that I'm leaving Pruvit. It's like, oh gee, I wonder why that is. Couldn't be because you made that long ass text post basically saying, I can't pretend anymore that only one product will change your life. It's like, oh, okay, so you're not gonna be selling that one product anymore? No, I still love it. All right.
So as I'm going through my closet, I'm like, wow, I have so many freaking ketones, and I don't drink this formula. And this formula is just like I said, our baseline, right? NAT. This is gonna put your body into ketosis in less than an hour.
See, she's still saying it. Puts your body into ketosis in less than an hour. Like, that's what she's been saying for years, because that's the branding of these products. Like, why would you still be saying that? Because if that were the truth, if the truth was you could just drink one of these things and your body straight up goes into ketosis, because ketosis is just it eats up all the fat. Like, your body uses fat as energy. And that's why, like, keto diets help people lose weight so much. So if she really wanted to stop perpetuating the lie that Pruvit is going to be the one thing you need, it's like, well, maybe stop saying that the drink puts you into ketosis in an hour, because I don't think there's any proof to say that it actually does. Like I was saying before, ketones in, ketones out. That's really what it all comes down to, as far as I understand. And now she's just got a giant box and she's like, does anyone want these? I don't want them anymore. Like, why wouldn't you want them? If they put you into ketosis in an hour and your goal now is to lose fat and gain muscle, you know, like, it seems like that would be a pretty useful tool in your life. But no, so why are you getting rid of them and still continuing to perpetuate the lie that you've been perpetuating for the past 7 years that you say that you're not going to perpetuate anymore? It's just so weird.
You're going to get the benefits of energy, focus, mental clarity, appetite control. The appetite control with it when it comes to ketones is through the roof. I freaking love it. So, I had this entire box of ketones. Let me just say, once I drop this link, I need you to comment the word link if you want this, because it's only going to go to one person. And the amount of ketones in this, there's like 33 packs of NAT. This is probably worth, I would say, $300.
More than that.
And I'm going to give it to you guys to one person, because not everybody can get it.
Dude, like, one of those packets is like $7 or $8, or maybe like $6 or $7.
I only have one link for one person. It's one bundle. These are all the ketones that I have outside of my Black Label that I got inside, right? I stopped selling trials, and I want to say I don't know why, but I do. Life just took over, right? It took over. And I felt like I couldn't breathe. I even went on a hiatus?
The word you're looking for is hiatus, Kelsey. It's really interesting to hear someone who has been spending the past 7 years being like, join my MLM for time freedom, you can do whatever you want. And now she's like, I didn't even have time to sell the products that I'm saying gives me time freedom. Yeah, so it seems like you actually were spending a lot of time working that biz, huh? Where was the actual time freedom? I don't think it existed.
From social media, where I stopped posting for an entire month, and I just was struggling, and I had to focus on other things. And so anyways, I don't know if I've made it clear over the past few weeks. I will never promote another product, right?
Yeah, okay. We'll see about that. I mean, wouldn't Wouldn't you say that like promoting your husband's workout plan is promoting a product? I would say that's still a product. I know she's still not doing that yet, and we haven't even gotten to that. Once we get through this live, it's really not that much more, but there's just so much hypocrisy here.
And yes, I still sell ketones. I still have a link. I still, so here's what I'm going to do. Y'all are going to scramble. And I know it sucks because I don't sell trials anymore. I don't know if I'm going to go back to selling trials. Oh, and then also whoever gets this, I'm going to go ship this off right now to you, like literally right now. I'm in my car. Whoever gets this gets one of our fat loss systems completely for free. Our fat loss system, the no stress, high protein, 50 recipes, sweet treats, cycle protocols, fasting protocols. It has a meal plan on there for your luteal phase, for your follicular phase. I mean, you're getting it for free.
So that's basically what her and Eric are trying to push now. You did hear her mention the luteal phase. It's so fascinating because like Eric's a man, obviously. And I'm not saying that men can't be educated about women's bodies because they can. But Eric, no. Ain't no way. Before we even get into what their plan is and looking at their website, I personally think that ChatGPT had a hand in this. I'm just saying. Because suddenly now Kelsey's like, oh yeah, there's phases to your cycle, which is true. But she's not qualified to answer questions about that. She's not qualified to teach people about that. And Eric certainly isn't. As women, we understand like parts of our cycle and like the changes in our body. We can feel them. We know they're happening, whatever. Men like Eric don't know shit. I'm sorry. He's not a gynecologist. He's a grifter. Don't listen to anything that Eric freaking says about luteal phases and shit. It's just wild. And it's like, this is what you're building your business on now, to be some kind of women's body expert? Like, please, Eric. But yeah, that's apparently part of it. They're targeting women for this, just to be like, the reason you haven't lost weight is because you're not doing this program based on what your body is naturally doing in its natural monthly cycle. But also, not everyone has like a regular cycles either, so it's like, it's not gonna work for every woman either. So I don't know, man.
The original price, if I were to sell you these pack by pack, is like $300 bucks in value. $97. Okay. So I'm going to go down the link. If you comment the word link, I'm going to reply to you with the link. And right now it's also including shipping.
Wait, hold on. Cause she was making it sound like that was a giveaway, but now she's like, oh, this whole box is $97. So that whoever clicks your link, okay, how long are we into this? We're almost 6 minutes into this live where she's been being like, click this link and I'll be shipping this to you right now. Oh, by the way, 6 minutes into it, you have to pay $97 for these. Even at that discounted rate, which it is discounted, pruvit is so expensive, but that's still not worth it. Not worth it for crap that doesn't freaking work. Yeah, some of them have caffeine in it. Sure, use it as an energy drink, I guess. Maybe in that case, fine, maybe. But if you're really trying to be like, I need to drink these ketones for weight loss, it's like, they don't freaking work, dude. And Kelsey wants you to pay $97 for them. Like old ass ketones too. Like she was saying, like I was digging through my closet. I was just cleaning out my closet and I found all these. It's like, you didn't even know you had them. Like, how old are these, dude? And you're just gonna make someone pay $100 for them?
First come, first serve. So whoever clicks the link and gets it is gonna get it. And I'm doing this because I don't have any use for them because I drink Black Label. But I don't want them to just sit here and go to waste. When do they expire? The fun fact about ketones is there's an expiration date on it because we have to. But it doesn't, even on the expiration date, it's what happens is, I'm trying to remember how it was explained to me. It doesn't actually, it still works. It basically still works.
Basically? I guess. And I'm not saying that ketones are medication or on that level at all, but it's like, I mean, even like if a medication starts going expired, it still works, but usually it's not like as potent or it doesn't work as well, so they say you shouldn't take expired medication and stuff. Like, it's probably something similar, like it's a supplement, you know? It still works. She's basically saying like, yeah, some of these are really, really old, but don't worry, they still work. Money please. What the fuck?
Not until September of this year. So they're not expired. I don't know about the keto cream. Yeah, they all work the same still.
Why didn't you tell us the date on that one? That was weird. She looked at one and told us the date on one, picked up another one, didn't tell us the date on that one. It's like, don't worry, they all still work. I guarantee a lot of those are expired if they've been sitting in your closet, Kelsey, and now you're trying to sell them to people. Not give them away, you're selling them to people.
Here's what's funny to me is like, I never said that. Okay, here's what I did say. I said I was done coaching people on fat loss. I know, I said that. I think it was one status I made that said that, right? That's when I was like, you know what? Instead of coaching people on fat loss, which me selling you this is not coaching you on fat loss, by the way.
But when you're in ketosis, your body burns fat for energy. So it would be fat loss. So are you saying that they don't actually work? Oh, if you drink these, you're not actually going to lose fat. Okay.
At that time, I was really just focused on what I could do to help people do something that I've done, what's something good. And that's, by the way, this is really good business advice. Every single one of you can be making money on social media.
Oh my God.
What is something that you know that's valuable that can help somebody else? And that's what I try to do. If I'm going to make money, I really need it to be from helping someone just become a better version of themselves, no matter what that looks like. Okay. But I never said I was done with this business. Those are words that never came out of my mouth. I said I was done coaching people on fat loss.
I have to go back and look because I don't recall that that's what she actually said. No gimmicks, no manipulation, no pretending one product, one program, or one decision will magically change your life. She included one program in there, by the way. So if she has any results from anything she does with Eric, you know she's gonna be like, I got this from this one program that my husband made. Yeah. Okay, well, this one status you posted here says you're not gonna do that anymore. She also says that she was, at one point in her life, pretending that pruvit will magically change your life. You did that for 7 years, Kelsey. It's the boy who cried wolf, dude. And I don't know how people still follow and believe her. It's wild.
I've not quit my company. I've not quit drinking ketones. I drink them every single day. And I will continue to. So anyways, don't drink ketones unless you want really good clean energy, focus, mental clarity, and appetite control. It's a literal tool that you can use to reach your goals. It is not a cure-all. It's not going to fix all of your problems, but if you are somebody who feels like you're drinking too many coffees, too many energy drinks, and you still are tired all the time, ketones are the fuel source. It's going to regulate your blood sugar. I'm telling you that I'll never not drink ketones. I genuinely love them so much. As long as they make them, I will continue to drink them. And you just can't tell me otherwise. I'm just very committed to that. So I'm going to go ship this off right now. And I'm really excited for you guys to have all these different flavors as well. It's really cool. And then obviously I'll be here to answer questions. Like if you have questions about how to take them and whatnot, I will obviously give you all that information and coach you through it if you've never tried ketones or had ketones before. But I'm going to tell you that it's going to be the best thing. And then also looking forward, and again, you're going to get the fat loss system completely free with this. I'm going to send it. I'm going to literally text it to you. And so what I'll say to you about, let's close this out, is I want y'all to understand that, especially if you see the hate that I get from people, there's a lot of people who try and comfort me, right? And tell me that because I am navigating life in real time in front of the internet, which a lot of people don't do.
That's your choice.
And the people who are talking crap to me probably could never do that.
Yeah. Hey, Kelsey, that's a personal choice that you're making. I know what it's like to make content and put it on the internet, obviously. Hi. But there are parts of my life that, most parts of my life that I keep pretty private because I value my privacy. Kelsey's just like, no one can do what I do. It's really hard. It's really hard to post my entire life on the internet. Then don't do it. Like, how much freaking stress could you have saved yourself, Kelsey, if you just weren't doing that? Don't try to pity party yourself here. You're the one who made the choice to post everything on the internet because for a while it was getting you attention and for a while it was making you money. It's not making you money anymore. Now you're just getting hate because the internet never forgets. We will forever remember everything you've ever said and done. Thankfully, YouTube is a really good archive of all the shit that Kelsey Rhae has ever said and done. You can't escape that, but the hate is going to keep coming. There's really no turning back with her. There's not really anything, in my opinion, that she can do to reverse the harm she's done over the past 7 years.
Because I'm navigating my real life out in the open like this, there's a lot of feedback that I get about switching up. But I want to be very clear with you guys watching this. Never have I switched up. I think the only other company hold on a second. Let me see if Ashley... Hold on, guys. Don't go.
Okay, that was the end of that video there. She didn't go live again. If she did, she deleted it, so I don't know. But now I can show you what it is that they're doing. Let's look at their website, guys. I haven't watched this video. I know it says it's on replay. It probably was playing on another tab that was muted, but Revamp Fit Coaching is what they're doing now. I've got their website up on the screen here. Pretty shitty website. Like, what is this? I mean, I know this is the top of their heads, but you can't even see it. Like, let me click refresh or something. Maybe it loaded weird. This is probably meant for like a mobile scrolling, you know? It's not optimized for desktop, I don't think. Okay, what the hell? Now it's not even loading at all. This website sucks. Okay, here we go. Let's watch this introduction video.
Let me guess, you're a mom over 30, overwhelmed during the week, and out of control with your nutrition on the weekends.
The play button is just in the way.
And you've tried everything. Diets, workouts, maybe even GLP-1s or quick fixes.
But real life hits, work, kids, stress, and you're constantly trying to figure out what to eat and how much to eat.
Then the weekend comes and everything falls apart. You're overeating at restaurants, snacking. You feel like you blew out your whole week.
Then Sunday night hits, and it's the same thing again and again. I'll start over Monday.
And it's not because you don't care, it's because the system you've been following doesn't fit your real life.
You don't need another extreme diet. You need a simple plan that tells you exactly what to do.
That's why we created the system for busy moms over 30 who want consistency without the overwhelm.
It shows you what to eat, how much to eat, and how to stay on track during the week and weekends. It even shows you how to work around your monthly cycle.
So instead of restarting every Monday, you finally build momentum that lasts.
If you're ready to stop the cycle and feel in control again, click the link below and get instant access.
That was the fakest shit I've ever seen come out of Kelsey Rhae. Holy shit. It was obviously scripted, duh. Lots of cuts and stuff there. Because usually people like authenticity, right? This was the opposite of that. So what are you guys doing? Like, if you're gonna post a scripted video, go all out, man. You wrote the script, so you might as well like have a nice background, sit and like have some microphones, so not just holding a selfie camera. Because like holding a selfie camera and saying some words, that has a more authentic feel. But when you're combining it with a script, it's weird. It's like you gotta pick one or the other. Anyway, let's look at their website here. What's inside the high protein special offer? This is not optimized for desktop. Anyway, ain't no way that's a picture of a meal that they are saying you cook. Can we talk about, that's another thing too, sorry. Kelsey was like, it tells you what to eat and how much to eat. Every person is different. Everyone has a different body type. They burn calories differently. They have a different metabolism. How are you able to create a system that's one size fits all on that? You can't. I'm not an expert in this field, but even I know, like, for example, like everyone has different goals. For example, some of you guys know my friend Paulo. We had a podcast together for like 5 minutes and then we are not doing that anymore. But oh my God, going out to eat with Paulo, he eats so much. It's crazy. An insane amount of food, but he's also in the gym all the time, pumping iron, man. Like, he's got a really fast metabolism. He eats a lot because he builds a lot of muscle. You know, if I ate the amount of food that I have watched that man eat before, I would be 700 pounds. Like, it's wild. So, and obviously he's a dude. There's differences. I think people have differences and their bodies work differently. Kelsey, you can't be like, we're telling you how much to eat. It's like, you can't. That's dangerous. Anyway, high protein meals that fit real life. 50 high protein meals that taste amazing. Okay, well, you don't have to pay for this. You can literally just Google high protein meals. She's acting like high protein meals rarely taste good. No, protein powder and shit doesn't really taste that great, but damn, like, protein in general can and does often taste very good. That's why a lot of people have an issue with going vegetarian. They don't want to give up their yummy meats, you know? Anyway, no complicated cooking or dieting foods. What? That's a weird way to put it. Built to keep you full and consistent. Simple fat loss clarity, no more guessing. These stock images are wild. Probably AI. Understand what actually drives fat loss, learn how to eat around your cycle and weekends, stop restarting diets because you finally know what works. Speaking of AI, not only do I believe that AI made this website, I think AI made this whole plan, in my opinion. Oh, look, some brownies that definitely are not healthy. This is like an actual picture of real brownies, not like some keto brownie bullshit. Sweet treats that keep you on track. High protein desserts that curb cravings. Well, it ain't gonna be that. Help stop binging. I don't think that's how you spell binging. Or late night snacking. Stay consistent without feeling restricted. Simple eating structure for busy days. Easy fasting approach for moms over 30. If you're not a mom over 30, this isn't gonna work for you, sorry. Eric is the absolute expert on moms over 30, obviously. Helps control cravings and mindless eating, works with real schedules, not perfect routines. 3-step system to stay consistent all week. Simple prep method that removes decision fatigue. Know exactly what to do each week, makes staying on track effortless even on busy days. Someone using graph paper to write their meal plan, that seems unnecessary. 30-day plug and play meal plan. Done for you meal plan with simple, tasty meals designed to support fat loss and reduce waistline stubbornness. Oh my God. There's so many, what are they called? Words that are manipulative, like marketing. I forget the word for it. Oh my God. When I'm editing this, it's gonna be so obvious and be like, this is the word you meant. A ton of hype, and I doubt there's anything actually worth feeling hyped about with this. Built around women's natural biology to support energy, hormones, and consistency. Yeah, because we know that you guys are the experts in that. No guessing, no overthinking, just follow the structure and execute daily. What most moms over 30 experience. Weekends throw you off. Eating out with family, celebrations, or just one day turns into a whole week. This is not just the thing that moms experience. Like, it's so weird. After work stress, you're exhausted, don't have a plan, and end up grabbing grabbing your kids' leftovers or whatever's easy. Yeah, I mean, I do that. I'll make a box of mac and cheese and the kids don't eat the whole thing. I'll eat the leftovers every time. Hormonal, emotional craving fluctuations. Hormones shift throughout the month. Some weeks feel easy, others feel like nothing works. Versus this system works differently. Built for moms over 30, so you stop restarting every Monday and finally stay on track without falling off. Remove the guesswork. Food decisions stop feeling stressful, confusing, and overwhelming even with hormonal shifts. Real moms, real results. See how moms over 30 are getting results without overthinking food. Okay, I mean, this is misleading. This is probably an AI picture. None of it is original content. Anyway, $27, I guess, is the special offer right now. I don't know what it's gonna be after the special offer. We'll see when they change it. So they got welcome and our story. No one cares. No one's paying $27 to hear your fucking story for the 700th time. And there's a random 2 right here. Like, what is that? Fat loss basics for moms over 30, fasting protocols, cycle-based strategy, meal prep, simple 3-step system, lean and fast fuel, 20 recipes, 1-pot family fuel meals, 10 recipes, lean pasta and skillets, 10 recipes, sweet treat, 10 recipes. Dude, like, I mean, you can Google this shit for free. Detailed meal plan, the no guilt eating out system. I mean, they're acting like people can afford to eat out these days. Come on. And ending, mindset and VIP access. So where's like the exercise? This too is still bothering me though. Real busy parents, real next level results. So Eric has been coaching people for a while, so I guess it's possible that these are people that Eric has coached. Success stories, if you will. I don't know though. Also, this isn't a woman over 30. This isn't a mom over 30. This is the dad. Oh, here's actual Eric. Eric put himself as a review. He also doesn't know how to type. He used an apostrophe, but then also put quotations after the apostrophe and then didn't fix it and then just, oh look, Kelsey's here too. Pretty wild that the 2 people who made this course, allegedly, are using themselves as reviews. This one's like Danielle G, a pet mom. Okay, so she's not a real mom over 30. Okay, that's gonna piss people off. People are gonna be like, I'm a real mom with my pets. Okay. You're right. And then this says sale ends, but then it doesn't say when and where. Anyway, quick digital download. Please read before purchasing. Oh, it's an e-cookbook. Everyone's here like flexing, like, yeah. So like, where's the workout here? You're not gonna get abs like that, like Eric has, just by using an e-cookbook. Anyway, it's a digital product and will be delivered instantly after purchase. Once checkout is completed, you will immediately receive a download link on the confirmation screen. Due to the nature of digital products, all sales are final. What? You can still refund someone if they buy a digital product, please. Any fraudulent chargebacks or disputes filed after receiving access to the cookbook may result in removal of access and being blocked from our websites and social media platforms. Oh no! Bitch, a lot of people get blocked by Kelsey Rhae for free. So that's what they're doing now. Kelsey kind of tried to pull a fast one on everybody, making them think that she was quitting Pruvit. She's not quitting Pruvit. She still got that in her back pocket. The only other weird things, I got 2 weird things, quick things to go over that I saw on Reddit that she's been doing over the past month. That's kind of weird. So this was like 4 days ago. Kelsey claims that she is injured. She has like a major spinal injury, if we are to believe what she says. And I have some things to say about it.
So I just recently had a disc herniate in my cervical spine, okay? I don't know what I was thinking. I'm the type to like go big or go home, you know what I mean? And so when I got this, I was like, let's just do 30 pounds because I've already lost 10 pounds in under a month. So I know I'm going to lose probably another 10, 15 pounds, maybe even 20. And so I was like, you know what? I want to continuously burn as many calories as I can. So let me just get the most amount of weight that I can, right? So I got 30 pounds and I'm kind of curious if that's probably not a good idea. I'll ask ChatGPT. It's probably not a good idea. But anyways, this is... I'll link it for you all. It's probably not smart to do, but
okay, few things. First of all, if Eric is so good at being a personal coach and teaching you how to exercise, and you also live with him because he's your husband, how'd you get injured? A good fitness coach who has his shit together and knows what he's talking about wouldn't teach you form that's gonna get you injured. Like, what if Eric is so good, why are you injured? Basically is what I'm saying, Kelsey. Second of all, she's like a herniated, what'd she say? A herniated disc, cervical spine injury, whatever. That sounds pretty major. And you're just gonna throw on a 30-pound weight vest and be like, it's fine, I'll walk around. Dee, dee, dee. And there's also pictures of her doing like planks and stuff, and like doing the, like, how, you know how people do planks and then they go like kind of side to side or whatever, doing that shit. I'm like, if you have a spinal injury, you maybe shouldn't be doing that. Because, and then earlier she was saying it was just a pinched nerve. So if it was just a pinched nerve, fine, because that can heal over the course of a few weeks, I guess. But like having a herniated disc, you probably shouldn't be doing any of this shit, Kelsey. Yeah, this probably isn't a smart idea, but let me just do it. And also, pay me $27 to give you advice. Like, no! I swear, she does not hear herself. This woman is such a freaking mess. And then, the one last thing I wanted to show you guys. It's stupid. She posted this to her story, which is an AI image. Well, this is crazy because you can see her actual body in the mirror in the back. We all know this is AI, but using this as my inspiration pic, this will be my real body before summer ends, using my system. Watch or join. Now listen, she has, oh my god, my hair. She has motivation for this to work, just like she did with Pruvit. Kelsey Rhae has learned that it doesn't matter how you get the results. It just matters that you have them and you can show them. Even when she was at her skinniest, she was never this toned. And I'm sorry, this is unrealistic expectations for 3 months. Sorry, not sorry, dude. She's gonna have to lose a good like 30 pounds. A body like this is what, like 10% body fat, maybe even less. Like, she's gonna have to lose a lot of weight and then lift a lot, because that's toned right there. Like those leg muscles and shit, she's really gonna have to work her ass off if she wants to make it to this level in like 6 months, let alone at the end of summer. When's that? Like 3.5 months from now? Good luck, Kelsey. She used AI to do this, obviously. She uses AI to ask AI if it's okay if she uses a weight vest after having a serious spinal injury. And in my opinion, I think that they probably used AI to make this whole system in the first place, or at least I'm sure it assisted them heavily. It's gonna be interesting to see where she goes with this. It really seems like this is going to be her new grift. My husband's home. My dogs are barking, so I guess I should end this video. Anyway, guys, yeah, we'll end it here. Obviously, I'll stay on top of this. You guys always make sure I stay on top of Kelsey Rhae, even if I'm not looking at them personally. Y'all just always send me the updates, so thank you for doing that. Thank you for keeping me informed. So finally, let's just finish off this video. The list of names I'm about to read off are my financial supporters. They get access to our private Discord server. We have a postcard club, early access to new videos, and sometimes even more than that. So if anything like that sounds good to you, you can go to patreon.com/SavannahMarie, or, oh my god, I'm tripping over my words so bad right now. I say this all the time. Like, this is muscle memory at this point, and I still can't say it. I need to go to sleep. Click the join button beneath this video if you want to join my YouTube memberships. Whatever platform you want to join on works for me if it works for you. So with that, the biggest thank you in the whole wide world goes to Love to Be Evil, Nicole Hensley, Wendy Irons, Luciana Valiente, Emily from Kansas, Hannah Moe, Alex Offbeat, Liz Sahu, Aaron Adler, LaSalle Story, Fluffy Duckbutt 24 Elaine, Ferd Turgeson Esquire, Just Mark, Alice Wagner, Fallon Harris, Zoe Slater, Kula Chowdown, Katrina Rosemarick, Jacqueline Nutton, Kessie Drew, Marie Silver, Maddie Darley, Caroline Reed, and Sinead Maria Venus. And to the rest of my financial supporters, thank you so much for being here and being you. And even if you're not a financial supporter, thanks for making it to the end of this video. YouTube loves watch time. It just is very helpful that you sat through the whole thing. So with that, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.